Yep.
All right, so my name is Tara. We're Team Fear the Black Kiwis, and then our client is Social Smiths. So again, I'm Tara. I'm the Guided Internship lead.
And I'm Kai. I'm a front-end developer.
I'm Ariel, and I'm also a front-end developer.
I'm Eddie. I'm the backend developer.
And I'm Sean. I'm a machine learning engineer.
So Lawrence Smith, just to give a brief background on him, he's in this call. He does LinkedIn social media management for C-suite and other company profiles to stimulate organic growth and to improve online presence for his clients. He has over 10 years of social media marketing experience, as well as being an expert in tech, e-commerce, and finance industries for both Western and Chinese companies.
Social Smiths is currently handling all data collection and analysis manually. This process involves significant human effort and consumes valuable resources, making it very time-consuming. As a result, there are limitations in the ability to fully analyze the data, as it takes a considerable amount of time to extract information. Our solution to this is to automate the data collection with AI-powered web scraping, as well as storing, manipulating, and analyzing the data with SQL, scikit-learn, and GPT-4. Lastly, we have a user-friendly dashboard with authentication so that we can support several users.
We spent the first 2 weeks of this project identifying the problem from Lawrence, and formulating a project spec to fix his needs. We spent the next 3 weeks creating an initial design and getting data to feed GPT and create graphs. The next 2 weeks of this project were spent creating AI commentary and polishing up the front end to be ready to be deployed. The remaining weeks were spent deploying the program and migrating the database over to something that we can function.
As for our tech stack, we use Postgres SQL to hold all of our data, and our front end, we're using Svelte, Django for our backend, and then GPT-4 for all the insights and commentary on our data. And then next, Kai will go over the front end.
Yeah, so we chose to use Svelte because it has a faster runtime performance, in my opinion. It has more embedded UI features compared to other front-end frameworks like React. The syntax is also a little bit easier to learn, and this is key as it allows for easier cooperation between the front developers, which is, in my opinion, very necessary when there's only two of us.
Okay, for our backend, so why did we choose the Django? The Django's object relational mapper allows us to easily store user data, post data in a relational database. The Postgres SQL comes in. Also, since it's in Python, we can easily connect it in our data analysis code. Our purpose, our backend performs all of the data collection logic as well as calling the OpenAI's GPT API to extract insights from our data. We also use our backend to visualize our data as well.
We use GPT-4 in order to provide Lawrence and his company commentary on the data that we gave it. We also used it to provide recommendations based on the data and the commentary of graphs, which helped him improve.
Some of the obstacles we faced along the way, both logistically and technically. So starting off, we had time and availability. Being a team from all over the country with people on the East Coast, people on the West Coast, and full-time students, there were a lot of scheduling conflicts with regard to those, and we had limited initial knowledge. Like many other groups, our front end expertise was a little lacking coming into this. So the first few weeks was dedicated to really grind and learn an entirely new language. As for the technical obstacles that we faced, both came in with deployment, which was authentication and data collection. Our tech stack architecture made it a little hard to do authentication because of the built-in security measures with Django, and data collection. Also, running data collection scripts on something like Railway was a little bit tricky to do.
On the way, I learned how to cooperate in a group and to create a project that hasn't already been planned out beforehand.
I expanded my knowledge in their front-end frameworks and now understand the value of time.
This experience gave me important group and cooperation skills, but I've also learned more about backend web development using Python and integration of AI.
I improved my skills working with Python and grown my knowledge on backend development and GPT commentary.
Awesome. And then lastly, before we get to the demo, here's some future considerations, some next steps, as you will. So as I mentioned, the data collection process works flawlessly locally, but in terms of actually deploying it and having it run in the cloud, we're facing some challenges there. So a little bit more time to finish that process will be a tremendous help, I'm sure, to Lawrence. Also add some advanced security protocols to be able to support a larger user base more securely. Improved analysis with more graphs, more data science techniques, etc. And then maybe add some potential features, working with maybe people from other groups to add a chatbot that can explore the data, provide question answering over the data, etc. And now I think Kai is going to take over with the demo. So if Kai, if you could share your screen.
Yeah, so this is our login page. I already have a preloaded one from Taro for our login. And as you click the login button, it goes to this homepage. You can easily log out and go full screen. And what you see as an overview is just some overview of LinkedIn's analytics for impressions, engagements. We added also a little bit of a statistic for it to be increased since the last month, decrease. I think this is Taro's LinkedIn account, so there's not as many, but if this were to be for Lawrence, it would have a lot more, or any of his clients, it will be reflective in the graph. And then for insights, I think Taro had some information about that.
Yeah, like Kai said, this is on my data because with LinkedIn, each time you try to log in on a new device, it sends a verification code. So a little bit earlier, I sent probably like 20 or so verification codes to Lawrence, and he freaked out a little bit. But yeah, so here, since I only have three public posts in my entire LinkedIn timeline, it doesn't show the full potential of this. Someone like Blake, for example, posting in his newsletter every week might have a better looking graph, as well as in this content pillar performance graph, it could show up to 8 or so different content pillars, which are the different categories of posts that Lawrence has set for all of his clients. For mine, I only have events and miscellaneous. And then this can help you determine which content pillars posts are doing or how each one are doing, and see which ones are not performing so well. Underneath, we have the most impactful features. This is pretty much an ensemble of feature selection techniques to extract which variables kind of influenced how many impressions each post gets. So for example, in my limited sample size of 3 posts, it looks like the number of paragraphs greatly influenced the number of impressions my post got. Whereas posts with links in the copy, so links inside the post, in my 3 posts, they did much worse than the posts without them.
And that's actually quite accurate, by the way, Taro. That does have a big influence.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just thinking, I only have 3 posts, and my latest post is like a year after my last 2 posts. So I was thinking, this might not be the best representation, but I'm glad to hear that it's actually a trend that you might see in real life. And you might notice that next to each graph, there's AI analysis. Each time we run the data collection script and collect all this data and build these graphs, we're also passing in this data to GPT-4 just to get some insights with this graph to help people interpret the graphs. Yeah, lastly, we have this little explore table. So it kind of highlights all the posts that we've collected. You could select the different categories as well as click the view more button for each post that shows all the details. So right now Kai's playing with the table. If you click view more, it shows the different, pretty much shows all the details that we've collected. And then lastly, if you want to do more analysis, you can click export CSV, which downloads your personal data as a CSV file. And yeah, that's pretty much our project. Thank you guys for listening.
All right, round of applause.
I'm really curious to hear, Lawrence, what you think about this project. Do you think this is something that you will use?
Yeah, so first of all, just a big thanks to the guys for doing this. It's been really great working with the team as you know, as we've progressed and kind of seeing how this has come along. Guys, I have to say it's a huge jump, a huge jump from what we've last looked at. I'm really impressed. And then Michael, to answer your question, yeah, one of the reasons we decided to focus on this specifically is because I was trying to find something like this on the market. And what I was able to find was not sufficient, because for organic social media marketing on LinkedIn, there are lots of little variables that have quite a big impact, such as a number of paragraphs, hashtags, things like that. Nothing else I could find was recording things like that, which is why I was having to do all of this manually. So to answer your question, yes, 100%, I would use something like this. And at the moment, like I said, this doesn't exist elsewhere, so I think there's probably an opportunity for you guys here too.
Yeah, definitely. I think this is something where I can see there's a lot of features, you know, this whole thing has, it seems like, right? You know, there is like, you know, recommendation, there's like a data assembly. Yeah, I think this is super cool. My personal impression of this project, it seems like it's just the UI piece was like really done well. You know, I think Caillou did some of that, right? With maybe with who else also did the UI part?
Ariel.
Got it. So you two, you know, like just want to highlight that. That's like a great job, first of all. Yeah. And then the back end, I think that's something where like I kind of want to like take a little bit deeper look. You know, it's not just by you know, oh yeah, it's gonna work, but you know, there's gonna be a lot of like these exception handling, you know, testing, and those are the things where, you know, you need to look deeper. But as a proof of concept, you know, in just like 10 weeks of time, you know, going from nothing to, you know, where we are right now, it's just not kidding ourselves. This is great, right? This is great, you know, as a proof of concept. So I really hoped, as I said, you know, maybe what we should do is, you know, you guys should actually, you know, utilize this relationship you have with Lawrence, right? Creating your LinkedIn profile, adding AI Camp as one of your experiences, right? And Lawrence can even give you a recommendation, right? And then, you know, you can post it, you can tag AI Camp, right? That could be your first, you know, kind of professional experiences, right? And you can talk about what you built. So I think that would be like a pretty solid thing to do.
Yeah, like you
Yeah,
mentioned. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, go ahead,
Lance.
Tara.
All right, yeah. Like you mentioned, Michael, this was a great proof of concept that it could actually work. And I think some of the problems we faced might be the reason why there's not many other companies doing this out there. And I think this is a great opportunity to actually like take a step back and then figure out ways around these problems, because already I'm, you know, coming up with different approaches instead of this web application. So yeah, a future project with this would be a great start, I think.
What I think, being observing, actually, Lawrence, you want to say something? I think
I was just going to say, yeah, I also welcome anyone who would like some help to reach out. I obviously won't charge, considering all of this has been done for free, so happy to help you guys. And also, you know, one of our customers is an AI SaaS company. So she's going to share a couple of posts on AI Camp as well to help spread the word.
Yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate it. Yeah. Any other thoughts, guys?
No, I just wanted to say I'm happy that I was able to work with the team that I was given. I think we made we made a lot of good progress, and I think everyone learned a lot. So it was a really pleasant experience.
That's actually what matters the most, right? So, you know, like I think you know, a lot of our students here, they won't be able to get experiences like this until like maybe they're in college and maybe they're doing an internship. And even by doing so, you know, they want to, for example, create a product from the beginning all the way to the end, and to interact with the client, right? All these skills here, I think, you know, if you dive deeper, if you treat this seriously, this can be pivotal, you know, for you develop your career, to you know, form a view of the world. You know, how do you work with others? How do you learn? I truly hope this is going to be a transformational kind of experiences for you. Yeah, and truly has been me, you know, for me as well.